Hi everybody, I am about to pack. In fact, I've done all the yucky bit of packing, but I'm going to put my clothes in. So I thought I would do a vlog with you where I share what I'm packing and then I'm going to drop in the outfits on holiday. So it's kind of what I pack and how I wear it. I am a consistent overpacker. So although I've done kind of a bit of a capsule wardrobe, I do recognise that a capsule wardrobe is meant to minimise the amount of things you have, but that's just never going to happen with me. So the only clothing that's not here are my me-made swim costumes that I've already put in. This holiday, we're in the south of France, but we're in an Airbnb. So we have got a roof terrace, so we will be spending time sitting, chilling, reading, relaxing on the roof terrace, but we'll also be hopping on and off trains, visiting different places. So it's not like when I normally go to like a beach resort and during the day I'm literally just wearing swimwear and a cover up. So I do need different things. So there's a mixture of tops, trousers, skirts and dresses that are being packed, but many of them are interchangeable apart from the dresses, which are like done and dusted. So let's start with the tops. Now, if you've been watching my vlogs recently, you know I made an Ashton top by Helen's Closet, fell in love with it, and I've made lots, and I mean lots. So I'm actually wearing what I'm going to travel in. This is a hack of the Judy dress as a top, and I've just got some black bob pants on that I've also made, which I've not shared with you yet because they weren't on my plans. So let's have a look at the Ashton tops. They're all lined up here. So my colour scheme is black, white, like mixed blue colours and royal blue, and purple. I did make a red pair of trousers and a red Ashton top. I'm not taking those. I'm just not 100% comfortable in them, and they're not as interchangeable as other items are. So I've got one plain white linen top. These are all Ashton tops. I've shared them all with you already. Royal blue one, which I absolutely love. I've worn this a lot. And then we've got this mixed colour, which is royal blue. Can you remember I made this out of the different scraps? The only thing I've done differently with these since I last chatted to you about it is I have gone back in and cover stitched around here and around here. I found the facings were just kind of coming out a little bit, or I kept having to say, are they in? Then I've got this lilac one, which was the first one that I made. You'll see this fabric again shortly in a dress. And then I've not shared this one with you yet. I literally just made this yesterday. This black and white one, which you recognise, some trousers to go with that soon. I did make a shirt in this, but I've decided not to take the shirt. We have got one day where there's a bit of thunder, and the rest of the time it's like 26 degrees, so I don't really feel like I need the shirt to cover up. And then I've got a plain black one. So plain colours, unusual for me to have so many plains, but because they're going to go with different bottoms, I think it's going to work quite well. So sometimes I might wear those with a skirt or trousers if we're going to Nice or Aix or wherever else we might go, can on and off a train, but on an evening I might either still have them on or I might get changed into something else. So it's all going to kind of work. So trouser wise, I've got 4 pairs of trousers plus the black ones that I'm travelling in. So these are the purple bob pants that I wore with on my last vlog. Now you're not going to see this for a few weeks, so it's a few weeks ago. So this is, I'm just looking at what's here. This is going to go with the black and the white and the lilac Ashton top. Let's pop that down there. Then I've got these royal blue ones. Again, this would go with the black, the white, or the multicoloured Ashton top in there with the with that. I wore those at Coldplay like when we were at London last week, and they go together really, really well. So I feel like everything's very interchangeable. Then I've got 2 pairs of pants. So the black fabric you saw earlier in the Ashton top, I think these are the Suero pants. I made them last year. So they'd either go with the white tops, the black tops, or I could wear it with the white vest and it would look like a jumpsuit. And under here, I've also got same fabric as that lilac dress, but in a different colourway. I think I got this at Boys stores last year. And I think, I don't know if these are the Sowero pants by Friday Pattern Company or the Sapphire pants by Tilly and the Buttons. Not 100% sure. So I've got those. So I actually haven't ended up with any linen pants to go, which is remarkable really when you consider how many pairs of them that I've made. But yeah, I just want to get the best sort of mixture of colours that I can really. I'm just piling everything up on top of my machine here. So I did have 3 skirts out, but I've settled on 2. And what I've also got here, which is just drying, is my white London top, which is like a woven t-shirt, which I'm also going to pack, but that's just drying, it needs a press. So you should have already had my skirt vlog. So if you haven't seen that, go back and check that out. But the skirts that I shared on that vlog, I am taking 2 of them. So these are both the Tilly and the Buttons Luella skirts. And I've got the plain white one here, which just gathered in, and it's just the 2-tier. They're both 2 tiers. This one's fully lined as it's a white linen slub and it's a little bit see-through. This will go with any of the tops, I've got to say. Let me dump that over there. As soon as I'm finished this, I'm literally going to fold everything and put it in the, well, not in my case, we do half and half in case the luggage goes missing. And then this one, this fabric was from First for Fabrics, and it's a double gauze with the little embroidered flowers on. Again, double the length. This one really probably only goes with the white, but I'm fine with that. I've got enough white things. I've got a washing machine, so if I need to wash them out, that's okay. So how do you think I've done on the capsule bit there? I'm quite pleased with it, I've got to say. I think I've got in total 7 tops, 2 skirts, 5 pairs of trousers, including the ones that I'm travelling with. And now I'm going to show you the dresses. Sorry, there's a bit hammering and bangering going on next door. I don't know what that's about. So I've recently made, or fairly recently made, 3 of my self-drafted caftan dresses. The last one was this one that you might have seen me make last week. And then I made this one, which was a collaboration with Fleur et Ours for her summer. Like I represented the brand for the summer. And that one's a Dashwood fabric, so if you do want that, it is available elsewhere because Kelly has closed for Fleur et Ours now. And then this one, the girls sent me a little retirement gift in the summer, and this fabric was from the Red Market in Birmingham. So these are all exactly the same. I do like this caftan sort of style, easy, breezy, perfect for hot weather, holidays. So we will eat out some nights. These will be really nice to go out for dinner in. Sometimes I might want a bit of a wafty dress. Sometimes you just need to waft, don't you? So 2 final dresses to share. I was really humming and hawing about whether to put in a strappier dress, but I've decided to put it in. As long as we're within the baggage allowance, that's fine. So this is the first Mallory dress that I made by Silver. It's quite a recent pattern with the shirred back. It positions itself very well with the straps to go over my bra lines, and it's got the pleats there. It's really nice, and I just think it's nice to have like a bit of a sundress on holiday, isn't it? I'm also packing 1 emergency loose dress because most of you probably know that I've got IBS, so just in case I have a very bad bloated day, I'm popping this one in, which is the same fabric as that top. So I actually made the Ashton top with the leftovers of this Judy dress. So this has got that curved waist. I made this last year. I made loads of these last year. So that keeps in the colour scheme because I'm travelling in my white trainers, and I need arch support because I've got a problem with my left foot, and I've got some arch insoles which I've coloured in underneath so you can't see them, and I've put them into my lilac Dr. Martin sandals, and that's it, sort of footwear wise. So my lilac Dr. Martens will go with all these really nicely. They go with all of the colourways, so it keeps it all in one field, if you like. So what do you think? I'm really pleased with it. Hopefully it'll go in the case fingers crossed. I'll come back in and edit it and I'll let you know how it all packed. And then I will see you in France and you can see how I wore it all. Hello from France. We've got today, what day is today? I don't know. It's Monday. So we're having a day in Antibes today, and then tomorrow we're going to Cannes. That's our last sort of full day, and then we're going to come back for dinner in the evening. It's really warm, so I look a bit flushed. The wardrobe space was very limited in our accommodation. Let's just be polite and say that. Sorry, that's like the hallway there. But this is effectively how I've had my clothing for the trip. But I've ended up separating it into worn, which is here, sorry, the camera angles are terrible, and not worn. So the only two things that I really wanted to mention that I haven't worn are actually my Luella skirts that I talked about on my last vlog. There's nothing wrong with them at all, but I've been really distended on this holiday. Some of you might know that I have a gluten intolerance, so I'm not celiac, but certain types of gluten and corn do trigger me off, and I've had more of that. It's a bit of a bready type of holiday, pasta, that kind of thing. So what I realise is wearing dresses, I wear them slightly high on the waist, and my trousers, I tend to sit quite high on my waist, but when I wear a skirt it cuts across and it's just uncomfortable. So I've just abandoned them till I get home, which is fine. And on top of that, the only thing I haven't worn is my white London top, which you'll have just seen me share, and my bloated dress that I brought just in case, but I haven't needed to wear that because I've got this kimono style on today and that just sits here. So yeah, so I'm on to rewears now. You will go on and see a video that's a few minutes long. I'll put a bit of music over the top and it's going to show you how I wore the outfits, like where we've been, food, drinks, a little bit of that. It's only a few minutes, so please stay on till the end. That would be absolutely lovely. And I promise I'll be back with some sewing next week because I've got some new patterns that I'm making up to share with you for a pattern launch. So I will see you then.